gentlemen, what the world has been waiting for, what the world needs now, the one, the only, amazing, original, Johnny Blaze. Often imitated, but never duplicated. There's Johnny.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you all to the original Johnny Blaze Show. It's always great to be here as I blaze right in with my karate kick. Let's have a blazing hot fun time. A friend of mine was driving around his hometown. He showed me his parents' house, his old high school where his girlfriend lived. Then he slammed the brakes. You see that house? My ex-wife lives there. In fact, this whole street was named after her when we got divorced. What does the street say? I asked him. Get in, he answered. Two divorced women were talking at a bar, and one of them said, I made my first husband into a millionaire. Well, the other woman asked, what was he when you first met him? A multimillionaire. A wife got so mad at her husband that she packed her bags, ran to the door, and as she was about to leave, the husband said, good, I hope you die a slow, painful death. She turned around and said, okay, in that case, I'll stay. There was a knock at the front door, and the wife jumped out of the shower, wrapped the towel around her body, and opened the door. A man stood there and said, I will give you $800 if you drop the towel. The wife dropped her towel, took the money, and closed the door. Who the hell was that? The husband asked. Well, that was Bob from across the street, she answered. Hey, did he say anything about the $800 he owes me? It was a career day at Chandler Elementary School. The teacher said, okay, I want each of you to answer the following question. What does your daddy do? All the children raised their hand and answered, whatever mommy tells him to do. I am a member of Bachelors Anonymous, and every time I feel like getting married, they find me an angry fat woman with a screaming baby and a stack full of unpaid bills. Thank you, gentlemen. They said, do what you love and the money will follow. So I ate chocolate and drank tequila. Now I wait. We have a blazing hot fun show with a special guest. She is a multi-talented actress, writer, comedian, and also ventriloquist. Please give a big warm welcome and say hello to the one and only April Brucker. April.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the amazing original Johnny Blaze Show, April.
Hi, nice to be here.
You're certainly welcome, April. Oh, yeah. It's great to see you here. That it is. Anyway, you know, most people have some very interesting life. You have I'm sure you have a very most unique and exciting background in entertainment. Give me a rundown. Tell me the April Brucker story. How did you get started in entertainment? Where are you from? Tell me everything, April.
Okay, well, as long as we're telling the April Brucker story, I feel like there needs to be a soundtrack. Da-da! Anyway, I am originally from just outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a little town called Bethel Park. That's where the weird little accent's from. I'm from Steeler country.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I grew up without cable television.
Oh, you did? Really?
Yes, as a matter of fact, my parents were like, if you live here, you're going to be a thinker. Look at how that turned out. Well, anyway, long story short, my brother wanted to play football because this is Steeler country. We had no cable, but my dad was living vicariously through my brother because why not? And he wanted to see the local games. And so because we only had 3 channels, we didn't get the local sports channel. So my dad wanted the local sports channel. So he calls the cable company and he goes, I only want the local sports channel. And they said, Mr. Brucker, if you're going to get the local channel, you got to get all of them. He goes, but I only want one. And so after 30 minutes of arguing, we finally got cable. So when we got cable after one of my brother's high school football games, which were every Friday night, because Friday night's varsity, Saturday is JV and college, and Sunday is pro ball, we were watching the local channel to see the scores. My father changed the channel because he hates commercials. So we had 40 channels with more commercials, right? More stuff.
Okay.
So finally, we get to this one, it's A&E, I believe, and they had an Edgar Bergen tribute. And Edgar Bergen is a very famous ventriloquist. Well, anyway, my family members thought that this was cool. And so they all tried to talk like the ventriloquist. I had my great-grandmother's Irish sideways smile, and I tried to do it, and because of this smile, I was the only one that could do it. So that Christmas, my mother got me a Groucho Marx puppet.
Wow, really?
I was 13 years old, yep. And from there, I got a show on public access the following year called April Talk, where I interviewed local people. And then the next year, I had a short-lived show on public access again called April Rock, where I worked with local bands. And I also wrote for the local paper. I had a little column called Impromptu. And I won Quill and Squirrel Golden Quill Awards. And I performed my ventriloquism in nursing homes. I did shows with the Heritage Players. I took classes at the Pittsburgh Playhouse. I did a summer at Carnegie Mellon. And then when I was 17, and I'd been doing the ventriloquism in nursing homes, the ventriloquism on April Talk, I did a show called Storytime with April and Friends with a puppet called Sweetie Pie. She was a clown puppet that I rescued from a magic store. And I read bedtime stories to children on the local access station. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could send my tapes worldwide? And this is how old I am. So I paid with my own money to send my tapes to public access stations worldwide. And I got into the New York City TV Guide my senior year of high school. I was the first American program at the local TV station in South Africa. I ended up in their library. And same with South Korea. I was on television in Australia. It was pretty cool. And so then I went to NYU, studied acting, started doing stand-up comedy with my puppets. And then I started street performing. And then I met my fiance. He made me choose between him and the puppets. I dumped him. I chose the puppets. I went viral. Wow. Daily Mail did a story on me. The story went viral from England to Iceland to Italy, then from Russia to China to India, then from Ghana to Nigeria to Kenya, then from Colombia to Brazil to Guatemala. That's right, I am a celebrity in Guatemala. And the headline read as follows: ventriloquist who splashes out 20 grand a year on her puppets that even have their own bedroom dumps her fiance after she says it's them or me. So let me tell you, I'm not looking for Mr. Right. I'm just desperately seeking Mr. Okay. And yeah, I picked my puppets.
Wow, that's a very interesting story. That's what I was going to ask you. I read about that. I thought that was fascinating. I was wondering if your love for puppets has interfered with any of your friendships, that you've had, with men.
Well, here's the thing. If the guys don't like my puppets, they don't belong in my life.
I don't blame you. That's a very important part of you. That's very important. That's you. That's your life. That's something that's something you truly love, and you put all your mind, body, heart, and soul. You put everything into it, and truly love what you're doing.
Yes, I do, and I'm dedicated to my puppets. And right now, I just finished doing 9 months at a resident show in Las Vegas. It was a classical all-female review. So right now, I'm in Las Vegas. As a matter of fact, I moved out here pre-pandemic and did 2 premiere weekends of April. Unwrapped my one-woman show, and I was set to open, and the world shut down. And so then when the world opened, I had this opportunity, and my puppets always come first. And let me tell you that my puppets, because they've always come first, I've been rewarded handsomely. And I have a great opportunity coming up. It's a top secret project that involves a new property in Las Vegas and a celebrity chef. So wow.
Oh, okay. In other words, you can't say. You got to keep it secret.
Yeah, but what I will say is that if you want to follow my puppet children and I, go to our YouTube channel at April Brucker Comedy, and you can see us. And my puppet children, if it weren't for them, and I love writing too, Johnny. As a matter of fact, I have an MFA in creative writing and screenwriting from Antioch. Because of my puppet children, I was able to write Don't Read My Lips.
That's what I was going to get into also eventually later on in the show. I was going to get into your books. I know you've done some writing and you have several books on ventriloquism and being also, you were a singing telegram lady too.
Yes, I was for 10 years in New York City, yes.
Well, tell me about that and your, the kind of experience that you had, what made you do that, and what was there about it that you loved?
Well, I got into singing telegramming because I wanted to be a ventriloquist more than anything in the world. But unfortunately, ventriloquism didn't always pay the bills at the beginning. So when I wanted to be an actor, and I had this fancy schmancy degree from NYU that cost a lot of money, okay? And my parents never let me live that one down, Johnny. So I graduated and I needed a job. And I didn't want to be an actress waitress because everybody was doing that. And I'd worked retail and I really didn't like retail, okay? And I had been a fitness instructor, but I was like, because you have to go through a whole nother certification in New York City. So I'd worked a ton of jobs and I'd sold stuff. I've always had a job. I've worked since I've been 14 years old. So I'm interviewing for all these survival jobs and I'm not getting any of them. And I'm coming close and I'm not getting any of them. And finally, I'm about to just give up and go home. And I've just graduated college, right? So I'm watching Beaches with Bette Midler and I'm eating chocolate. And the chocolate is coming down my face and I'm giving up on life. And all of a sudden she delivers the singing telegram in the bunny suit. And I have an idea. So I Google singing telegrams and I call Broadway Singing Telegrams, the company that I worked for. And I said, hi, I just graduated from NYU. I have a BFA. I trained at Leach Strasberg Institute, Stone Street Studio. I need a job. And so the guy at the other end's like, okay, are you available Sunday? Can you do a yenta? And I'm like, what?
That was fast, wasn't it?
Yeah, and a yenta is a Jewish grandma, and I grew up super duper Catholic, even though my great-great-grandma was Jewish, apparently. Oh. But I grew up super Catholic. So anyway, I had to do a ton of research. I went to this party. It was a birthday party in Westchester, and I dressed up as a yenta. And I told this guy, you're a total putz, but you're still my grandson. And I pinched him on the cheeks. I gave him a big kiss, and they bought me food afterwards. They tipped me well. My boss heard that it went well, and all of a sudden I had a job.
Great. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Oh, the Jewish expression would be mazel tov.
Yes, mazel.
Much mazel, much mazel. Okay.
Much mazel. And here's the best part, Johnny. I played a birthday cake. I played a heart. I played an M&M. I played a Hershey Kiss. I played a gorilla. I played a chicken. Lady Gaga. Oh yeah, a piece of pizza. Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. Oh yeah, wow, Marilyn. Wow. Oh.
Yeah, and I sang to the royal family of Saudi Arabia.
Wow, that's interesting.
As a birthday cake, yes.
Did you ever do when Marilyn Monroe did the Happy Birthday to Mr. President? Remember John F. Kennedy? Did you ever do something like that?
Oh yes, as a matter of fact, I did that for the treasurer of the NHL.
Of the NHL?
Mm-hmm. They're headquartered in New York City.
What is the treasurer of NHL? What does NHL stand for? National
Hockey League.
Oh, National Hockey League. Okay.
Yes, and I did that for several people. The happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you, and many more.
Beautiful. I like it. Boy, that's really nice. That's very sweet. Very, very nice and sweet. Yeah. So you know what you're doing there, April.
Kind of. That's what they used to pay me money for.
Right. Now on your puppets now, you have, I guess you have hundreds of puppets, I understand. Are you have any favorite ones? And are any new, and also
I have
any
36
characters?
Puppets, Johnny. 36.
36?
And I don't have a favorite because having a favorite puppet is like having a favorite child. It just seems mean.
I see. Wow.
And I consider them my children. So having a favorite puppet is just mean.
I see. Wow. Well, you become close. I mean, you're wrapped up in doing that. It does take a special skill. It really does. I'm curious, how does a ventriloquist able to make it look like they're not moving, you're not moving your lips, and how do you throw your voice? I'm curious about that.
Well, like we used to say, the only way to get to Carnegie Hall is practice, practice, practice. And the only way to become a good ventriloquist is practice, practice, practice. And I tell all my dirty secrets in my book, Don't Read My Lips. It's available on Amazon, guys.
It is, okay. I was going to ask you how people can find out about it. It's on Amazon, okay. And also your singing telegram book, that's on Amazon too, right?
Yes, it's also on Amazon, and it was the first book I ever wrote. And Johnny, let me tell you, I wrote that book for the heck of it because I wanted to write a book, and I had always written. And all my friends are like, April, you should write a book about your job. And I did. And I wrote my first draft in my apartment in New York City, and I had no air conditioning when I did it.
Really? Now, which one are you talking about now? The ventriloquist book first? Was that first before you did your singing telegram one? Or?
No, the singing telegram book was first.
Oh,
I did it in my apartment, no air conditioning. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in summer 2010, I had no air conditioning, and I just wrote this book. I had no idea what I was doing. I just did it. And so then I wrote it with no air conditioning, and then I finished the second draft on a weekend that there was supposed to be a big storm. New York City was flooded.
It was, okay.
So what I'm trying to say is natural disasters are my friend, but Don't Read My Lips, my latest one. I wrote that during the pandemic because, as I said, I had moved to Las Vegas. I was supposed to do my show, and the world shut down. And I always say, I want COVID's agent, because COVID has the best agent there is, right? Look at all the press COVID's getting. So anyway, the world was shut down, and we didn't know how long the world was going to be shut down for. And the world just kept being shut down. And so I started doing Zoom shows. And when I did these Zoom shows, and I would do them with my puppets, I lived with 2 dogs and a bird.
Oh.
The Wheaton would stay and run out of the room because she's afraid of my puppets. Her name's Goldie. The pit bull, his name is Denver. He would stay and just give me a sympathy stare. And Pat, the parakeet in the next room, would give me a sympathy chirp. And most of the time on Zoom shows, you can't hear your audience. And so it made me really depressed. And my manager, Clinton Billups, kept saying, you know, you should write a book on ventriloquism. And I didn't feel qualified. I didn't have time because I just completed a master's degree, Johnny. So anyway, the world wasn't opening up. And he's like, well, now's the time to do your book. And so this book became my labor of love. I
see. Well, then it was
became my rainbow in the dark.
So even though you didn't get any outside gigs because of COVID, you were still able to spend the time in a constructive, productive manner by writing your books, writing the singing telegram, and then eventually writing the ventriloquism book.
Yes, and the other thing too is that as I was finishing this book, Las Vegas started to open up. Don't read my lips, everybody. Las Vegas was starting to open up, and I was performing as a special guest star in a classical all-female review.
Was that burlesque too? Was that the burlesque that you did? Okay.
Yes. And it was 25 feet between me and the audience.
Oh.
And I couldn't see them, but they could see me, obviously. And they were masked up. And I remember I was so scared when I stepped on stage because I hadn't been in front of a live crowd in almost a year because of COVID. But let me tell you, those were some of the best crowds we had because they wanted to come out and they wanted to laugh. And it was kind of crazy but funny because I would hear this laughter and I'd be like, thank Jesus. And then when a joke didn't go over, didn't hear the laughter, and I'd be like, oh no. But then after the show, the coolest part is that we'd be walking to our car and people would be like, good job. And it's like, oh, so you were in my audience.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Now, of course, in life, nothing's perfect, but as there was an old saying, Murphy's Law, if anything don't go wrong, it can and it will. Have you ever had any shows in which you really prepared, but for some reason, things didn't go so good? And if that's the case, how were you able to overcome this?
Oh gosh, everybody has shows like that. Let's see, what are a few classics? There was one where they didn't tell me the audience was deaf until I got there.
I see.
And so I had to do my ventriloquism with a sign language interpreter.
Wow. Okay.
And that's when you just try your best. And the audience was very appreciative. And I actually talk about some of those shows in Don't Read My Lips, but another one, and this was a lesson, and I was still booking myself. It's before I really started working with a manager. And I had been booked to play a community center. And this guy, he was a very inexperienced activities director, and he wanted me to do a show for kids. And it was one of these things where I said, how many kids am I performing for? He said, it's just an event. I don't know. I said, is this one kid? Is this 300 kids? I don't know. Okay. It's just a program. How old are the kids? Well, I don't know. And so he didn't know. And so he said, how much would it be? So I told him how much it was going to be. And he said, is there a way that I could talk you into less money? So
Okay.
right off the bat, it's like, okay, so I go there that day. It is just, everything that can go wrong is going wrong. So I get there, and these kids are little nightmares.
They are. Okay.
Oh, yeah, they're running, they're interrupting, they're punching my puppets. The adults are no help. And then afterwards, I get a nasty email from this guy. They pay me, and I take my money and I run. And
Wow.
basically tells me that, the show was terrible, whatever. So I get this nasty email from him that because of me, he had to give a lot of refunds, and he's going to write a nasty review about me on the site.
Wow.
So
Terrible.
I email the site and I tell them, and they sided with me, and they were like, wow, don't worry about it. So anyway, I'm telling some friends of mine that have kids about this. And one of my friends looks at me and goes, hold up. He goes, the second that they hit your puppets, you should have put a stop to it. I said, the adults weren't. He goes, they weren't, but you should have. When you tell a kid no, you got to stick by it, but they got to hear no. And it's clear that these kids weren't used to hearing no. I said, yeah. He goes, boundaries, even with kids. And I said, good point. And so then the second thing is that in the future, if I didn't feel right about a gig, I didn't take it.
I don't blame you. It's
Yeah.
got to be the right match. You got to feel comfortable and passionate about what you're doing. You don't want to just say yes just to please someone else. It's got to be something that you feel you really love and you feel strong about, and it will work out for you. You don't want something that you're just going to say yes just so someone else is happy if you're not happy with it.
And also, if you don't feel right about something, don't do it. But as my manager, Clinton Billups, said when I told him the story later down the line, he said to me, so tell me, did you get paid? I said, yeah. He goes, then it was a good gig.
Well, he's getting his commission too, so he's getting a certain cut of your money. So naturally, he's going to say
this was before I started working with him. So, but that's the way it is in show business. Did you get paid? Yeah, then it's a good show.
I got you. So you got paid. At least you got that. Even if there was not much respect and it was very difficult for people to work with.
Well, the redeeming thing is that the following week, I was actually cast for What Would You Do on NBC.
Really, that's what I was going to also mention to you about talking about that, the different television shows. You were on things like, right, What Would You Do? The late great Bob Saget. Now you were in a video at night type of a TV show.
Yes, Videos After Dark.
Videos After Dark, right? Exactly.
Yes, and I tea juggled as seen on Videos After Dark, and this is a tea juggle kit where you can learn the routine that I did on Videos After Dark. And basically, the way that I became inspired to tea juggle, Johnny, was I was as a woman. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, I'm sure you have female friends or have had girlfriends. And as a woman, sometimes the doorbell's ringing and you're trying not to drop your towel. You're running, the doorbell's ringing, and every woman has that moment where they're trying not to drop the towel.
I see.
Or they drop it at the wrong time. So that's what inspired me to come up with this routine. And so I recorded it and I sent it to America's Funniest Home Videos. And I get this call. Hi, I'm so-and-so from Vindabona Productions. And I'm with the new show called Videos After Dark on ABC. It's a racier show that Bob Saget is hosting. And we were wondering, could we use your video? And I'm like, sure, we'll pay you. And I'm like, That's all you have to say.
I see.
So anyway, I send the video in, I don't hear anything, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, the show's airing on this date. And so I was in the teaser, the show aired, it was great. It was great to get to appear with Bob Saget. That was a very sad and hard loss because he was Danny Tanner on Full House. He directed Dirty Work. He was on How I Met Your Mother. He was in Hand of God. I mean, he just gave so much to
He was
America.
also the host of America's Funniest Home Videos, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. America's Funniest Home Videos. And he was just very humble and a very nice guy. And he's just going to be missed by everyone.
You know what? That is very sad. And some of the greatest celebrities recently, there's been a rash of celebrities that have really touched the minds, bodies, hearts, and souls of everyone they ever met. And now they're all of a sudden they're gone. I mean, no one lives forever, of course, but that was very sad. Bob Saget was so young, and all of a sudden, but the night before he did a 2-hour set, a comical set, and, you know, as an entertainer, as a comedian. And then all of a sudden they find him in his hotel room, slumped over, and he's dead. That's very sad. They just had the funeral, and they had a lot of celebrities paid homage to him.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, he just gave so much.
He was you can see he was a down-to-earth type of person, very friendly, very warm, very caring. He wasn't an arrogant, you know, some people have their attitude, I'm too good for, you know, for someone else. He acted like he was a very down-to-earth, talented and respectable and loving person that he spread the love to all kinds of people with his talent and his compassion, his feeling, and his caring, and people picked up on that. I mean, I never met him myself. I would like to have met him, but I can see by his performances how he was, and he
will never be forgotten.
That's what I was going to say. He'll never be forgotten. Exactly, April. I mean, there's other.
He was an American treasure in the greatest sense of the word.
Yes, he really was. He will be missed. It's very sad. Anyway, there's some other ones now. You were also on Entertainment Tonight. You can tell me about the different shows.
Excuse me, I was on Entertainment Tonight. May Wilson, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
hello,
hi,
Johnny. Here's Johnny. She's my roommate. Said, Johnny, you're really cute. Are you married?
No, I'm not, May.
So are you rich?
I'm rich in spirit.
You know, this conversation's so over. April, he said that he was wealthy. May, I know that you're trying to find a sugar daddy. Excuse me. Sugar daddy, that's right. But what happened to your last one? He died unexpectedly at the age of 97.
Oh, that's cute.
So why don't you just get a job? He says a J word. See,
Wow.
Johnny, I made her cry.
I want to ask you, is she your favorite puppet? You have so many puppets.
Listen, of course I'm her favorite, because I'm cute, I'm fun, and I'm international, and I was on Entertainment Tonight. We were on Entertainment Tonight. No, I was. No, we were. No, I was. No, we were. Keep telling yourself that, April. And I was just telling him that we performed ventriloquism during the pandemic, you know, with the 25-foot gap. We were the special guest stars in that classical Las Vegas all-female review. Excuse me, I was a special guest star. No, mate, we were. You know, April, keep telling yourself that. See, this is what I got to deal with, Johnny.
I see that. Boy, she's very full of fun, and she's very challenging. There was another show.
I'm full of fun, Johnny. We both know that.
There was another show. Judge Jerry Springer. I'm no dummy. I want my money, and I thought that was. You could tell the audience all about that.
Great. You see, let me tell you what happened. We did a weekend at Alexis Park Resort, and they booked us. And let me tell you what happened. What happened, man? You see, we went to get paid, and it was $500 per show per performer. But there was one problem. I got paid, and she didn't. So I said, I'm going to sue you. And what happened, May? He laughed me off. He said that you're not real. So we took him on Judge Jerry.
Right.
And you know what? It's equal pay for puppets. You see, I'm a good, hardworking textile American, and he took advantage of me.
That is so cute. Yeah, I did see that. I just thought I'd like to bring it back again. It was so unique and so special and so funny, that show.
Oh, yeah, it was absolutely great. You know, and it was and it was a lot of fun. And Jerry is a very nice guy. And this was actually our second meeting with him. Absolutely.
Really? What happened in the first meeting?
Well, years before, we had been on Rachel Ray's Ventriloquist Got Talent. And he told us that, you know, he gave us some tips on how to make our act better. And he's still as handsome as ever.
Right. Well, that's interesting. I noticed that in that episode, he dismissed the case, Jerry Springer. He said that May is not a human being.
Justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Like I said, textile Americans never get any respect, Johnny. You see, this is what I have to put up with.
Well, you know what? It's just like Rodney Dangerfield just said, I don't get any respect. That's how you feel too, May. You feel like you don't get the right respect.
That's how I feel. And you know what? I've been fighting for the rights of textile Americans ever since. Equal pay for puppets. You see, I'm all about strings attached with my contracts and no strings attached to my love life.
Well, I will say this much, May and April, your puppet May really stands up for herself. That's for sure.
Excuse me, the word is textile American. See, this is what she's like to live with. Puppet's fine. Puppet's fine. You can say puppet.
Right. Well, I can see how it could be. The puppet can grow on you just like an animal. One thing I must say about animals, I wish human beings can be like that. They don't ask me how tall I am or how rich I am. They just accept me for the way I am if I treat them right. You know, feed them.
Well, the only difference between me and an animal is I do care how rich somebody is, because you know, it's not easy being me. It's not easy and it's not cheap. How much does it cost a week to be you? $10,000 a week to be me.
Wow. That's not cheap. That's very expensive.
That's right. And this is why I need a new sugar daddy, because the last one didn't include me as well.
Well, see, the thing is, you got so much publicity, April, for things not working out with men, so it actually worked out to your advantage. So you're smiling. You're not crying. You're smiling about it all.
Well, I guess, May, was I always smiling about it all? Listen, Johnny. You see, when April chose her fiance over us for 4 long months, she made me sleep under the bed. It was in a trunk, and it was dark, and it was damp, and April cried every night. But then when she chose us, she was happy. So yeah, she's smiling because it didn't work out. And you know what, Johnny? She takes me on dates with guys. And what do? I say, what do you do for a living? Do you have any savings? Do you make more than $100,000 a year? And what if he says no? I say, bye, sucker. She ruined everything. But April, I have a secret to tell Johnny. And what's the secret, May? You see, April's last boyfriend, whenever April was away, he would put his hand in me and make me say words like, I love you and I want you. You're sleeping with my boyfriend? Sorry, that's not until next Tuesday. Ta-da!
Boy, there's always something. There's never a dull moment, April, with your May. May has always got something going on.
Oh, she does. She does. She always has something going on. It's because I'm a real human girl. You know, George Thomas had the nerve to say in a court of law that I wasn't real. Well, let me tell you, Johnny Blaze, you know that I'm real, right? I'm the real deal.
Oh, yeah, you're the real deal, all right, May. There's only one May. I mean, I'm sure there's one other Mays, but you're the only May puppet like this that I've ever seen.
Yes, I am, and I have my own Facebook page, and men write me obscene fan letters. I'm as real as you come, and they follow me on social media. Keep telling yourself that, May. They follow me. No, they follow me. No, they follow me. No, they follow me. You see, without me, April is nothing. I'm going solo, Johnny. You're going solo?
I don't think that's true. She's not nothing without you, May. She has other puppets, I'm sure, that take your place.
I have other puppets, and I did several minutes of this interview without you. But it didn't get good till I came on, right, Johnny?
Well, it's definitely unique and entertaining and funny, that's for sure.
See, but May, it was still good before you came on. Well, April, keep telling yourself that. It only got to be a part of me before I came on. I'm a star. You see, the only reason anybody gets anything is because of me. You said because of April. Well, it's because you put words in my mouth to
words in your mouth. I don't see you're putting. Open up your mouth. I don't see the words going inside your mouth, May.
Can I tell you something else? What, May? What do you want to say? It's a true story. We're walking along, and nobody recognizes April until she takes out a picture of me and her. And what happens? They say, "Oh my God, look at that puppet on her arm. She's so famous."
Really?
So yeah, I'm the one that gets recognized, Johnny.
Of course. She can't do anything without you, April, and you have other puppets in case she's not around. So
yeah, or in case she's ornery. But
right.
You know, Johnny, I'm gonna go solo. Oh, are you? Yeah, I'm gonna go solo. See? I'm gonna go solo. I'm gonna go solo.
Well, I'll tell you what, May is a character. She's a real character. That she is.
You know what? I'm gonna let her go solo, Johnny.
You're gonna let her do that, huh? Oh.
Yeah, I'm taking my hand out.
Wow. Yes, you are.
Seriously, okay. Johnny, do you have kids?
No, I don't.
Don't ever have kids, because I never want kids after dealing with May.
No, it's just too much, huh?
Or maybe I might change my mind, but sometimes I can appreciate I think parents envy me because I can actually shut her up. They wish they could do the same thing to their kids. Oh my God, what's going on? I put you on my other hand, Dave. This is my bad side, you bitch.
Now you have another puppet. Now there was another show called What Would You Do? And the guy got angry.
April put me on her other hand, and this is my bad side, Johnny. You make her put me on her other hand.
On your other hand, huh?
Yeah, you tell April to put me on her right hand. Please, Johnny, I'm asking you as a friend.
Wow.
You're very handsome. Ask April to put me back on her right hand.
April, put her back on your right hand.
Fine, because Johnny told me to. I'm going to do it.
Oh, otherwise you wouldn't. Okay. Wow.
Oh my God, April! Thank you so much. That was really scary, Johnny. I love you.
Scary? What about what would you do now? The guy got angry. Tell me about. Go over the episode on what would you do. How angry the guy got on that show because of May. Remember?
Oh my God, how could I forget? So what happened was we got cast on What Would You Do, and I aced the audition. Just so you know, I got her girl. Okay, May, keep telling yourself that. So anyway, we were. She apparently learned nothing from me switching her on the other arm. So anyway, we got cast on the show on NBC, and we're at the South Street Seaport, and it's a hidden camera show, as you know. And the homeless woman on the bench was an actress. So they're telling us, okay, make fun of the homeless woman, do this, do that. And so all of a sudden, this guy comes up, and he is really scary, and he's been smoking a cigarette, and he just looks like he's having a bad day. So he comes over to us and says, "Yo, stop making fun of the homeless woman." And I say, "It's not me, it's her." "And what did you say?" "Hey, my jokes are funny." And I keep saying, "It's not me, it's her." And he goes, "Oh yeah, well when the cops come, they're going to arrest both of you." And so we're like, guys, we're like, guys, just get out of here, right? And so all of a sudden, the crew from What Would You Do comes out. And he's like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's with What Would You Do?" And tell him the best part of the story. The homeless woman lived in Westchester, which is like an hour outside of New York City, and she had taken a car service there. So basically what we're trying to say is that the homeless woman was in a higher income bracket than all of us. That's the irony.
Isn't that something? The one that you would think is not doing, was doing terrible, ends up doing better than everybody.
Yeah, because, she was an actor, yeah. And this guy's like, what? But it just felt good to know that there were good Samaritans in New York in case somebody would do something mean for real. And that there are good Samaritans in the world,
Yes, there are. Now you've been on many shows. What are you, any like highlight or happiest memories in your performing and everything? You traveled all over. What you told me. Do you have any outstanding shows that you'll never forget?
Oh gosh, tell them about the one show we did. We were, it was during the 9 months that we were with the show, And this guy was super duper drunk. And what did he say at the beginning of the show? I slept with my fifth grade teacher. And he was just being really obnoxious. And so anyway, he was heckling me. And what'd you say? Excuse me, I'm not your fifth grade teacher. And the crowd just, they start dying. So at the end of the show, what do we sing? We sing Mr. Sandman. That's our closer. That was our closer. Oh. And this guy is so drunk that he looks at his wife and goes, oh my gosh, the puppet sings. And what did you say to him? Yes, I do. And we did that show, and then we did a number of memorable shows where we did that show, and then we recently did a show at Buck's Tavern in Las Vegas. And oh my God, this crowd was amazing, Johnny. Mm-hmm.
What about the crowd made it so amazing? What was there about it?
They were cool, they were hip, and they wanted to laugh. And let me tell you, they're about the rug burn. Yeah.
So you're getting a lot of positive feedback, getting a lot of applause.
Oh yeah, but one of the best shows we did, and it was a few years ago when we were younger. We were doing a show in Pennsylvania. We were on the road, and these guys, they were kind of loud, but they were into the show, and they really dug Meg.
They did.
And so afterwards, the one comes up and he shakes my hand and he says, "Hi, I just got home from Iraq. And I really enjoyed your act with May." And it was like his first day home. It was a soldier. It was his first day home. And he's been following us ever since. So that was pretty cool.
That's neat. They were obviously inspired and motivated. Anybody who did inspire and motivate you, there's quite a few famous ventriloquists around. There's Terry Fader and there's Darcy Lynn, for example. There's a couple that won on America's Got Talent. And there's, of course, there's Paul Winchell and there's Nina Conte. There's quite a few other great, and Sherry Lewis. What are your feelings about those ventriloquists? Any of them inspire and motivate you, April?
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. I wrote to Walter asking to be a sugar baby, and he never returned my email. So, that's Walter. That's Jeff Dunham's puppet, May. That's not Jeff Dunham. We admire Jeff Dunham.
Oh. So what's your opinion now on America's Got Talent? I mean, they do help a lot of talent, and several of them became champions. Terry Fader was successful. He has a old show in Vegas, and he's done really well because of America's Got Talent. He won the show along with Darcy Lynn. What's your feelings?
I say that if it helps people, it helps people, and if they feel the need to do it, they should do it. Excuse me, I gotta go meet my sugar daddy. But everybody has their own way of getting in, and and I feel that you should take any opportunity that comes your way.
Is it something you ever thought about auditioning for America's Got Talent yourself? Because you have so much talents and abilities in what you're doing. You're great.
Every time it's come time for audition season, I've had a conflict.
You had a what? Conflict?
Conflict. I was always doing another project.
Oh.
And, so maybe in the future, one never knows. But, I've always just been booked during that time.
Oh, I see. Okay. If you're booked and busy, then you don't need to. But I just thought, because it's so successful for others, I mean, who knows? Every circumstance is different. But these people were successful with all the talents, and they went out. And because of your talent.
Absolutely, yeah. It just, the cards have just never aligned with the time. That's all.
Right. So if you had the time, you might have done it.
Maybe someday, one never knows.
That's true. You never know. Like Tom Hanks said in Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates. You never quite know what you're going to get. Hopefully it's something sweet.
Hello. Am I on the original Johnny Blaze show?
Thank you very much. You're a great, awesome audience. It sounds like you're Dwayne Newton, right?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome.
You look like somebody else, but you're not. You see, Mr. Las Vegas is my second cousin, twice removed. Twice removed? Yes, I've been removed once by casino security and once by the Clark County Department of Health. So you're not Mr. Las Vegas. No, little lady. I'm Mr. Almost Las Vegas. Almost Las Vegas. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So have you ever met your famous cousin? Yes, he gave me his autograph once. Autograph, that's great. It was big and gold at the bottom of the restraining order. Oh.
Well,
So where can we see you performing? Well, you can see me every night, performing at the Kroger Supermarket Slot Parlor. But you see, Johnny Blaze, I have hopes and I have dreams. And someday when they get a gaming license, I'll go to a cleared Whole Foods.
wow. Well, Dwayne, not Wayne, but Dwayne Newton. How about singing Donkey Shane for the audience?
Donkey Shane, darling, Donkey Shane. Thank you, Johnny Blaze, for having us on again. Though it's just an interview, the internet loves you. Donkey Shane, darling, Donkey Shane. Thank you, April, for putting words in my mouth again. Though sometimes I don't like the jokes she tells, that's the way it goes. Heaven knows, Donkey Shane. How'd I do?
Not quite Donkey Shane. Remember we practiced? Let's try this again.
That's cute. That's cute. It really is. I like that.
Donkey Shane, darling, Donkey Shane. Thank you for all the joy and pain. Picture show, second balcony. That was where we meet. Second seat, go Dutch treat. You were sweet. Donkey Shane, darling, Donkey Shane.
Okay, that's good enough.
Yes, Donkey Shane. Thank you. Remember the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off? You ever seen that? Ferris Bueller played.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
He played hooky to get away with it all, and he was singing that song. He was singing up high. The girls were going wild and everything. He was singing Donkey Shane in that scene.
Well, but Dwayne, you were just on television yourself, right?
Yes, and I got 3 offers.
3 offers? That's amazing.
One from a psychiatrist, one from a bail bondsman, and one from a pet cemetery.
Boy, you're popular, aren't you, Dwayne Nugent?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
So, and you also had a long-standing engagement in Pahrump, didn't you?
I don't know if you know this, Johnny, but prostitution is legal in Nye County.
I don't know. Did you know that prostitution was legal in Nye County, Johnny?
No.
Yes, and I had a long-standing engagement at the Kitty Cat Brothel.
The Kitty Cat Brothel?
Yes, and the Call Girl Gazette gave me 4 bells.
4 bells?
3 blondes and a redhead.
You sound like you got it all there. You know what's going on there, Dwayne Newton.
And where else have you performed?
The El Cortez.
That's a famous old casino in Las Vegas, isn't it?
No, little lady. It was the El Cortez Cantina in Guadalajara.
Guadalajara. Wow. You're making the rounds there, Dwayne Newton.
Yes, I'm making the rounds. So let's get down to brass tacks, April. I want to be your Mr. Okay.
Dwayne, you're not exactly my type.
I have a house, a car, and a job.
A house, a car, and a job? Johnny, I might never get an offer like this again.
I live in a truck and I work for Grubhub.
Oh.
But let me just suggest something. Donkey Shane, darling, Donkey Shane. Save those lives, darling, don't explain. Though we go on our separate ways, still the memory stays for always. My heart says, Donkey Shane, Donkey Shane. I gotta go back to the Kroger Supermarket Slot Parlor. I've been Mr. Almost Las Vegas. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes, that's great. That really is. Yeah. You have some other puppets that, April, that you do. Like you do Joe Biden or Richard Nixon or even maybe Elvis even.
Oh, I have the president here. Would you like to say hi, Johnny?
Let's say hello to the president.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Hello, this is Joe Biden time.
Hi, Joe. This is Johnny Blaze.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, how are you? So, Johnny, here's the deal. Number 1, I like the original Johnny Blaze show. Number 2, you're as sharp as my right hands. Number 4.
Number 4? Mr. President, what the heck are you talking about? Number 4?
God bless America and God protect our troops.
Wow, that's quite a speech. You forgot number 3, though, Joe Biden.
I did?
Yeah, I tried to tell you that. So you're the oldest person ever to be elected president. How does that feel?
Knock on wood, I'm as strong as an ox. Knock on wood, I'm as quick as a whip. Knock on wood. Who are you again, dear?
I'm April. Oh, April. Yes, Joe, yes. So how does it feel to be president?
Here's the deal. When I was a boy in Scranton, my father said, Joey, it is always best to live in the present.
President, not present. Oh, president.
So, Johnny, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, Joe. What do you think you've accomplished so far in your life, and how does it feel to be president, Joe?
Well, the fact of the matter is I've accomplished a lot. When I was a boy in Scranton, kids used to tease me, Cool Joey B, because of my stutter. But I ate my scrapple, I mastered Scrabble, and now I'm ready to grapple. Hi-ya!
So you've overcome your stutter, it sounds like, Joe. That's great.
Yes. And so what's your next question?
What would you tell people then who are handicapped and who are discouraged? How can they handle that? How can they deal with that? And how can they overcome it? Their problems.
Well, here's the deal. We live in the greatest country in the world. It's America. You can overcome anything.
So what you're saying is
I'm Joe Biden time when I approve that message.
So are you trying to tell me that everything, if the mind can believe, the mind can achieve, and that everything is going to be okay? It's all going to work out? Is that what you're telling me?
I was a boy in Scranton. My father said, Joey, you always got to have a can of Progresso in the cabinet.
So you mean you're progressive?
Yeah, oh, that's what I was trying to say. I forgot.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, progressive. Oh, so how does it feel to have the first female vice president?
Calamari Harris is a very extinguished young woman.
You mean Kamala? Oh yeah, Calamari, Kamala. Oh, Kamala, that's right.
She talked me out of wearing cornrows for this interview.
So you're happy you've got Kamala as your first female vice president, right?
Yes, I am. You know what else I'm happy about?
What are you happy about?
The fact that I can rap. Could you drop me a V-Day, girl? Sure. Folks, it's Liam Cool Joey B. When I was a little boy in Scranton, see, I stuttered. And now I'm restoring America most definitely. The fact of the matter is, I wear these shades. Here's the deal. I'm Cool Cat. And if you don't like the infrastructure, I can't get with that. Word out.
Biden out. What about God bless America? God bless our troops. You agree with that?
Oh, yeah. God bless America. God protect our troops. I forgot that part of the speech, girl.
Yeah, we got to work on that memory.
Or we got to work on your memory. You're my ventriloquist. Oh!
How about singing the song, God Bless America? You do that.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her.
Ew! What are you doing, Mr. President?
Canteen Pro V. I knew it was good. God bless America, land that I love. Sing it with me, Johnny. Stand beside
her and guide her to the light with the stars right above. From the mountains,
through the valleys,
to the ocean,
in Pennsylvania.
God bless America,
my home sweet
home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
very good, son.
Thank you very much, Joe. The great Joe Biden.
But Joe, you need to learn how to harmonize. Johnny's harmony was really good. Well, I couldn't hear. You have my hearing aids turned down, April.
Can't hear. Well.
Here's the deal. I need the hearing aids, you know? Can I tell you a secret? What? During the debates with Mr. Orange, I turned my hearing aids off.
Oh, you did. Well, turn
That's
your hearing
really
aids on.
Why did you do that? Because it was going to interfere with the mic? No. So I couldn't hear the stupid things that were coming out of his mouth.
You're smart, Joe.
But you know, like, how many rubles do you think that he was getting from the Russians? The fact of the matter is, Clark Avenue boys like Trump, they're always paying their taxes in rubies. Okay, all right. So, do you think Trump's going to go to jail? You see, when I was a boy in Scranton, my father said, Joey, if you break the law, you go to jail. So here's the deal. If you break the law, you go to jail in a Joe Biden time America. And you know what else I like? I like the infrastructure. God bless the infrastructure. Infrastructure bill that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. April, I forget the words. We sang that song already. Oh.
Thank you very much, Joe Biden. Yes. God does.
By the way, it's my bedtime. I've got to go to bed. My wife Jill's calling me. And what's going to happen if you don't come? She's going to make me sleep in the yard again. Joe Biden time, ladies and gentlemen.
Joe Biden, that was beautiful. Joe Biden. That was you. You have so many talents. Very versatile, April.
That's right. I mean, you know, I think we're all given something in life. We all just got to work at it. You know, Johnny?
Right. Well, how have you ever, okay, things haven't always gone just perfect, but how have you ever handled any disappointments or rejection, April?
Oh, yeah, tons. Disappointment and rejection are the name of the game. As a matter of fact, I've bombed so many times. I've had a lot of bad sets in my life. I've had a lot of people tell me no. But the people that tell you no, they give you the kick in the pants and they keep you going until you hear a yes.
I see. So in other words, don't give up is what you're saying.
Yeah, don't get up. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Or the
So
tough
and that's the advice that you would give if people are aspiring to be actors or actresses or ventriloquists or writers or comedians, not to give up.
Well, this is what I tell young people when I talk to them about writing or comedy or acting or ventriloquism is do it, just do it, okay? And don't give up. And even if you're bad, and everybody goes through a period where they're bad, and then hopefully you get to be mediocre. I'm kidding, everybody. But my point is that, you know, you got to struggle for there to be progress.
Right. Well, adversity does develop character. Either develops character or it makes you one.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that the key to success I found is talent helps people, and there are people that have more talent than me, obviously, and whatever. There are varying levels of talent in the business. But the other thing that helps is tenacity. Don't give up, you know? And maybe even if you decide that this isn't for you for whatever reason. And the other thing too is that I actually have a lot of people that write me sometimes they want to quit. And what I tell them is, first off, don't give up. But if you have to take a step away to handle your family, to handle life, whatever, take the step away because you don't want this to burn you out. You want to enjoy doing it. And if you don't enjoy doing it, an audience can feel that. So, but if you're meant to do this, you will come back to it.
I see.
It will find its way back into your life.
So what you're saying is sometimes you need to get away from it and then regroup and try to rethink things over. And then once you get a break, then you can go back and then you're refreshed.
Yeah, you're refreshed, because sometimes you just need to take some time for you. Right. And Rodney Dangerfield, he was a comic in the Catskills in his 20s, and he always joked, when I retired, nobody cared, because he got married, he had kids, you know, he had to get a real job. So then he got divorced, and he got back into comedy in his 50s by accident. because he was at a club and the MC got sick and he was just out with a bunch of friends and he was selling siding. And they're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And he said, I used to do comedy back in the day. And so he stepped up, he did it, and bam. And even when I always joke, even when I try to quit, it follows me. Yo, you ain't going anywhere. This is Vinny 2 times. How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I'm good. April. Am I funny? Funny like the Monopoly land? Do I amuse yous? He's here. He's a former mobster, turned state's witness, turned Las Vegas magician. Yeah. So why do they call you Vinny 2 times? Because in my old life, I only had to tell them twice.
Wow.
I'm so glad you're laughing, Johnny, because you have a nice show.
Yeah.
I would hate for anything unfortunate to happen. Vinny, you can't threaten Johnny. So how do you like your wand? It's no good. No good? Yeah. The feds gave it to me when they took away my baseball bat. Oh. So anyway, but let's talk about you. Let's talk about you, Vinny. When you were a little Vinny, where did you do your first show? Upstate New York. Upstate New York. And how long was the engagement? I did a nickel, but they let me out early. Oh, and what did you do and where'd you play? I did the college circuit. You know, Sing Sing, Rikers, Attica. And so what was the big trick that you did to get out early? You see, it was my pièce de résistance, my grand illusion. My case was up for appeal, and ta-da! A dead fish magically appeared in the prosecutor's mailbox.
Wow. Some more great stories.
And you did some magic in Las Vegas, didn't you? Yes, I did. Really? What did you do? Well, you see, my lawyer got me the gig. Your lawyer, and he's your lawyer, Oscar Goodman. So you worked on his campaign? No, I brought in the vote from Woodlawn Cemetery. As we used to say in Vegas, vote early, vote often.
Boy.
So you voted for Oscar? Yes, several times. Every time he ran? No, several times every time he ran. As we used to say in Jersey, vote early, vote often.
Yeah, boy.
So are you going to do some magic for Johnny? Yes. My first trick, I'm going to make my wand levitate. Look into my eyes, April. I'm looking into your eyes. Nothing's moving. It's my other wand. You know, my Magic Johnson.
Boy.
My next trick, I'm going to make April's underwear disappear. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, Johnny. Abracadabra.
Boy, all kinds of talent there.
I don't think my underwear's disappeared.
Yeah, where's the underwear?
There's only one way to find out. You got to lift your skirt and show the camera. You know what? Your tricks are rotten. My last trick's going to be good, I promise. It better be. Why can't you do a nice show like Penn and Teller? What? You didn't tell me the teller was in the pen, April.
It's got a dirty mind, this puppet.
For this last trick, I'm going to hypnotize April, and I'm going to levitate. Look into my eyes, April. You are getting sleepy. And if you don't get sleepy, I'll hit you over the head with this wand, and I'll dump your body in Lake Mead. 1, 2, 3. Lift your arm, Toots. No, your other arm. I'm levitating. Ta-da!
Wow.
Should I wake her up or should I let her sleep?
Wake her up.
Wake up, April. 52 times. My last magic trick, April, because you forgot to talk about your calendar. Yeah, that's right, I did.
You got a calendar there,
April in
April.
the woods. It's a pinup calendar where all of her clothes disappear, and I don't even gotta wave my wand.
So the clothes appear and disappear, right?
Yeah. And where is it available? On my website, aprilbrucker.tv, or on Lulu. Now I gotta go check in with my probation officer, but it's been a pleasure, Johnny.
Yes, thank you very much. April, now in your comedy, have you ever been heckled by anybody on any in your audience?
I have, but you know what? You just get clever. That's all.
How you handle that? How do you deal with the hecklers?
How do I deal with them? You
Yeah.
just quick on your feet, Johnny. That's all.
So be just fast on your feet, thinking.
Yes.
Improvise. Okay. Right. How do you come now? As far as material in comedy, how are you able to come up with your own material? Come up with your own material and you practice, and how are you able to get into that? You ever had a time that you were not, you tried your best to master your craft and you weren't, for some reason, there was a struggle as far as comedy? It's not easy. Your comedy has to be timing, and has to be, everything's got to be memorized.
Well,
it's got to
it's
be
based on my life and just everything else. So my life, desperately seeking Mr. Okay, my crazy puppets, my crazy family, the crazy people I meet.
So you have your own style is what you have.
Yes, sir.
And you don't worry what other people think. You just do what makes you happy. Of course, you do your best to make others happy too, but as long as you're happy, I guess that's what counts. Again, you can't please everybody. Like Ricky Nelson said in the garden party, you can't please everybody, please yourself.
Yes, exactly. So you got to please yourself.
Of course. It's impossible to get everybody to love you. As long as you get more, the greatest stars had people that didn't care for them, but they had more people that loved them to make up for those that didn't.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So you just got to be you. That's the advice I give anybody.
That's right. Like the song, I gotta be me. I gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am? There you go. And like the business of show business. No business like show business.
That's right.
That's right. Take your bows. Very good. Let me ask you, April, if you had to do anything over again in your life, would you do anything differently?
No, because if I did, I might not be where I'm at today. So you don't get do-overs in life. You can only look forward, and they call today the present because it's a gift.
I see. So you do have a special gift and talent, and that's really good. And you've been able to overcome these obstacles, and you're able to do it. Even with the COVID, you're still able to do different things.
That's right.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. It really is, April. You have any present projects right now that you're currently working on?
Yes, I have a big one coming up. I can't say too much, but it's a celebrity chef in a new property here in town.
Oh,
and if you want to follow me, go to aprilbrucker.tv, and please, for the love of God, subscribe to my YouTube channel, April Brucker Comedy.
I did. I already subscribed your.
I know you did, but anybody watching, subscribe to April Brucker Comedy.
Right, of course. Okay. Are there any dream projects, April, that you haven't done that you're thinking about doing in the future? We don't want to.
Yeah, my puppets and I want to take over the world. So.
What was that? I didn't hear that.
My puppet children and I are going to take over the world, and that's a dream project we work on every day.
Okay, so you can't say how you're going to take over the world because you don't want to spoil it, right?
We're just going to be everywhere.
I see. That sounds like quite a challenge.
Not really. I got a fan letter from a prisoner in Croatia the other day. So, and prisoners getting access to internet in certain countries is easier than the United States. But he got a tablet and he was able to write me a fan letter because he had seen me on television.
That's phenomenal.
So if I'm able to get into a prison in Croatia, I think I can get in anywhere.
Wow. So you probably have many testimonials then of people, fans that have written you?
Yes.
That's great. That's wonderful. It sounds like you're doing well.
I want anybody to know that if you do see this, I personally answer all my fan mail. So.
What did you say about your fan mail? I didn't hear. What was that?
I personally answer it all.
Oh, you answer all your fan mail. Really?
Yes,
you have enough time to.
Johnny, I answer all my fan mail.
You have enough time to answer all your fan mail, huh?
I make time.
I see. Well, that's great. You ever had any instances where people ask for autographs too, where you had standing ovations and from your shows and they asked for autographs?
Yes, I have had that, but here's the thing. I'm not there for the autographs or the adoration. I'm there for my fans. So, well, I like to ride on those coattails and say, oh my gosh, that's amazing when it happens, which it is. It's more amazing to get to meet my fans.
So you love meeting your fans?
Yes, I do.
You have shows where you have meet and greets and where you up front.
Yes, I do.
That's phenomenal. That's great. Yeah, sometimes a person can try to get into a show and get a meeting, but they're all sold out. They don't always get.
Sometimes they are, but you know what? Again, I always make time. So.
Well, so you make time, and this is something that you love. It's not something you're forcing yourself to do. With every fiber of your being, you're doing it. You're there.
Yes, I'm doing it. And the thing that has driven me forward sometimes, Johnny, has been my fans. Because sometimes, because I am who I am, I've had doors slammed on my fingers, but sometimes getting that fan letter is the thing that drives me forward. Sometimes that kid sees me and I'm the thing that makes them laugh, or I'm the thing that lets them know it's okay to be interested in puppets. It's okay to follow your dreams. Or you know, somebody's having a bad day and they see me and I make them laugh and they write me a letter. Or they're drawn to my work and they write me a letter. And you know what? Those are the best letters that I can get because they keep me moving forward. And they're the reason that I do what I do. And again, I am always humbled and deeply blessed to meet them.
Well, then you're rewarded from your work, and that's the best. I guess that's the best gratification. Is I'm sure, of course, making money is important, but you love what you're doing. You're not doing something you're forcing yourself. It's there. You love it.
It's there, and they keep me going. As a matter of fact, they've never let me turn my back on them, and they had never turned their back on me. So
wonderful. That's wonderful. I salute and applaud that. I think that's wonderful. April Brucker, you have and continue to have a very blazing and amazing and exciting life. And you've also done acting also, and you've done comedy, and you've done writing. You never had any writer's block on writing at all?
Writer's block's based out of fear.
Okay.
And sometimes, you know, you have to take a step away from something and it comes to you. But the only way to avoid writer's block is to write.
So it's anything. So just take action.
Yes.
Don't think about it. Just do it.
Yes.
And do it because you love it, not because you have to do it. There you go.
Yes.
That makes sense, April. Those are your famous words of wisdom, and those are wonderful. Very good. Let me ask you, April, how can people if people want to find out more about you, April Brucker, how can they find out on social media and, you know, all the different links? Give our audience all the links and anywhere they can find you.
AprilBrucker.tv. April Brucker Comedy is my YouTube. And I'm April Brucker on Instagram. I'm April Brucker on TikTok, and I'm April Brucker on Facebook.
You've got your own YouTube channel. That's right. TikTok. You're on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That's phenomenal. You have a website, entertainment website.
Yep. And please write me, talk to me. Where'd you go, John? Oh, there you go.
I'm right here.
Write me, talk to me, and again, I always answer even if I'm a little late because I'm busy, I will always answer.
Well, April, you're delightful. Your smile, your charisma, your charm, your chutzpah, your talents, your abilities, and your life. And it's been fast. I've enjoyed this show very much. I'm really glad and happy that you have been my guest on the amazing original Johnny Blaze show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you, Johnny.
God bless you too. And now, in wrapping up the show, April, I just want to say to all my fans and friends, always keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart. Happy trails. Until next time, happy trails and blaze out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to be a guest on an entertainment talk show, please send us an email at amazingjbshow@gmail.com. And remember, all of our guests receive a complimentary DVD of their appearance on the show. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every episode gets at least 2,000 to 3,000 views per episode. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing, original Johnny Blaze has just left the building. Good night, and God bless. Mwah. Thank you again.